Now at 4, today marks a new chapter for the city of Indianapolis with a first-of-its-kind project to help the unhoused. We'll take you to the groundbreaking and show you the vision.
And we started the day with lots of clouds and rain, but look at this. The sun has returned. Will it continue as we head closer to Halloween? I'll let you know.
And relief for soybean farmers. The multi-billion-dollar deal the U.S. just struck with China. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
Good afternoon. We are so glad you're here. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Felicia Lawrence. Thanks for watching 13 News at 4. So we will have more on those headlines, plus a big announcement for Central Indiana families who rely on SNAP benefits.
With the government shutdown still underway, benefits are set to run out, but Mayor Joe Hogsett and the United Way of Central Indiana just announced emergency funding and resources to help fill that gap. There's also a plan to distribute food throughout the month. Our Alex Almanza was at today's announcement. He's going through the details now. He's going to have a live report for us coming up in about 30 minutes. But first, to the city's ongoing effort to help the homeless. Homelessness is a growing concern across the country, including here in Marion County, according to the Coalition for Homelessness Intervention and Prevention. As you see right here, the number of people experiencing homelessness went up by 7% locally this year, reaching 1,800 men and women. That's the highest number we've seen in almost 5 years. To help address this issue, the city of Indianapolis and various partners are building what's called a housing hub. It's the first publicly built emergency shelter here.
Rich Nye takes us to today's groundbreaking for what will be a groundbreaking facility in our city.
Indianapolis is digging into the issue of homelessness. City officials marked the ceremonial start of construction on the city's first low-barrier shelter. That means the Indianapolis Housing Hub will not have obstacles to immediate access like sobriety, criminal background checks, even identification that existing shelters have.
Soon, no one who calls this city their home will have to spend a day and a night on our streets.
The facility will sit just east of downtown, near the corner of Shelby and Georgia Streets. The housing hub will include 150 beds for individuals, couples, or families. Aspire Indiana Health will operate the Indianapolis Housing Hub with a focus on providing much more than just a place to stay.
Decent place to sleep, shower, food, and then we're going to move on to those needs that are immediate and haven't been dealt with, medication, some treatment. What about a diagnosis of that mental illness that has been left untreated for some time? What about getting people on the journey to recovery? And then beyond that, and this is the crucial part, what about sustaining a life that is, decent and where you can fulfill your potential?
Goodwill Horizon House will manage a day center at the housing hub to help people find work and more permanent housing.
I'm honestly stoked. I think the commitment it shows from city leaders and from political leaders is that every Hoosier deserves a home, and I think that's a really huge message in our community to send.
The Indianapolis Housing Hub is scheduled to open in early 2027. In Indianapolis, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Thank you, Rich. And we are 30 days into the government shutdown, and local veteran organizations are seeing triple the amount of people coming in looking for resources. Volunteers at the Helping Veterans and Families Food Pantry say since the shutdown started, they went from seeing 20 people a day to more than 60. We spoke to Katie Zachary, who runs the pantry, and she says it's difficult seeing so many people in need, especially when the pantry also needs help serving them.
They're in need, and they're coming here to get a service, to get food, to get resources, and sometimes the shelves go bare, and we're not able to assist all the time.
So most of what you see here comes from donations from the community. HVAF also buys some of the food to keep on the shelves, which is another challenge in itself. So help is needed, not only for food, but they need volunteers as well, since they're seeing more people. This is not their regular amount. If you do want to lend a hand, scan this QR code that you see here, and it'll take you to WTHR.com/CNN13. There you will find some comprehensive stories and some links to a lot of different organizations and resources that we've been in communication with to see how you might be able to support their efforts there.
Great to see so many people stepping up to help.
Absolutely.
That's what Hoosiers do.
That's the way.
Big news today for farmers here in Indiana and really across the country. You may have heard China has agreed to start buying soybeans again from the U.S. This is part of an agreement reached following a meeting between President Trump and Chinese leader Xi Jinping overnight. So here's what we've learned. This season, between now and January, the Treasury Secretary told us China will purchase 12 million metric tons of soybeans. And then over the next 3 years, China has committed to buying at least 25 million tons annually. That's about 920 million bushels a year. Here's why this is so important for Indiana. We are one of the top soybean producers in the country. Hoosier farmers produce about 340 million bushels a year here. So as you can imagine, they were concerned when China stopped buying soybeans after the president's tariff orders, but now they have come to an agreement that'll last at least the next 3 years. So a lot of relief from farmers across the country today.
Well, it is back to the negotiating table for the Hamilton Southeastern School District, and it's teachers union for the school district and its teachers union. They have had 86% of its teachers which voted no on a new contract proposal.
Our Jenna Webster looked into this today. She explains why they're so frustrated with the offer and how Senate Bill 1 is impacting these contract negotiations.
That 86% really is a resounding no from these Hamilton Southeastern teachers. They say there's no pay raise in the contract and insurance prices are going up, so they'd be actually taking home less money. The Hamilton Southeastern Education Association says health insurance rates could increase up to 16%. The district says the tentative agreement, now rejected, included over $1 million in benefit enhancements to try and offset those increased insurance costs. It says no one in the district is getting a raise, blaming that on Senate Bill 1, that property tax relief bill, as well as declining enrollment in past administrative decisions. The district is projected to lose $4 million a year.
We want teachers to be held harmless, which means that they won't be losing any money. So they won't necessarily be gaining any increase, but they won't be taking home less pay. So that will be our first ask, will be for our district administration to put $1.6 million on the table to hold teachers harmless.
In a statement, Superintendent Patrick Mapes acknowledges the importance of his teachers, but also says without making these changes, the district would deplete its cash reserves within 2 years. Our current path is focused on stability and long-term protection of our instructional programs, he says. The teachers union and the district have agreed to go back to the bargaining table. They have until November 15th to reach an agreement on their own before the state will step in and assign a mediator to get a contract deal done. In Fishers, Jenna Webster, 13 News.
All right, Jenna, thank you.
And we're turning to weather. Look at this Thursday afternoon.
What a difference a few hours makes.
I love when the clouds look painted on. We're losing it. We are losing it, but we're going to make it through.
This has been the silliest last little 2 minutes. Can you just say the joke you just said about Jenna? She was out in the field.
I said she's outstanding in her field.
Outstanding in her field.
She was in a field.
In the field. I said she's outstanding in her field.
This is the kind of day we're having, folks.
I don't know about you at home. It feels like today should be Friday.
It does, yeah. We started out with all the gray and the kind of rain. I think maybe we're just a little giddy that the sun has returned.
Yeah, it feels really
is that what it is?
Yeah, well, it's probably not, but we'll go with that and get to weather.
We've been inside all day long.
I want you to take a look at this map, though, because take a look at the west side of the state, 61 in Terre Haute, but farther to the east, we're into the 40s still. This is where the clouds and rain really have been holding on. Most of the rain is moving out, but the clouds still keeping the temperatures on the cooler side. And Indy was able to rebound. We were in the upper 50s, close to 60 because of that sunshine. Still pretty strong, even for this time of year. And so that's going to help to warm our temperatures up despite the pretty strong northwest winds that have been going all day in the wake of this system. And now that's moving out. We should have clear skies through this evening and tonight. One system's going to try to skim through here sometime overnight and into tomorrow, but overall shouldn't really impact our forecast very much as we get closer and closer to trick-or-treating time. In the meantime, for this evening, temperatures move moving out of those 50s. I think the winds that are pretty strong right now, maybe gusting at times as high as 30 miles per hour, those will be easing a bit, especially after we lose the heating of the day. Northwest winds are going to continue, and that's going to allow the temperatures to drop. Now, pretty chilly conditions are expected overnight. We'll see those 40s eventually become 30s, and I think upper 30s are probably going to be a good rule of thumb for the next couple of nights, as we've got mostly clear to partly cloudy skies expected. Mostly cloudy skies possible in the morning, some of those clouds from that system I was talking about, but then hoping to see more sunshine as we get into the afternoon, and that too will help to warm those temperatures up. Mid to upper 50s expected for our high temperatures for tomorrow. I'll be back in a bit to talk a little bit more if Halloween will look exactly like this, because we are expecting pretty nice trick-or-treat conditions. I'll have that forecast coming up. In the meantime, traffic does have a couple of issues to talk about. Now, there's a lot of accidents showing up on the board here, but we also have a northbound crash on 65. That's right at 38th Street. That's now got some issues there, causing a backup all the way down to about 21st, and then farther to the south and east, farther to the north and east, we see 465 northbound has some issues right now. There's a broken down vehicle in the right lane. Let's take you to a couple of locations. The traffic coming towards you on this camera, that's 465. That's the northbound traffic that's backed up because not only of the construction, but also the broken down vehicle there that we saw. And then also, looks like somebody changed that camera for me, but we do have also still some issues on 65 northbound. Watch for that as you approach 38th Street.
All right, thank you, Rob. Nice afternoon to be in the park. Today was the 15th annual Day in the Parks, Community Service Day. So hundreds of AES Indiana workers and community leaders spent the day. This is Garfield Park here. The goal was to help improve, enhance, and beautify the park's art center, conservatory, and amphitheater.
Ooh.
We've had the biggest turnout for this AES Indiana Day in the Park. So more than 350 people signed up to be a part of today. So let's just applaud the fact that no matter what is happening within our walls, outside of our walls, I know that you all know the importance of the work that we do as part of this volunteer program, and I really thank you for keeping it a priority.
So you can see they did some painting there. They also cleared some invasive plants. They refreshed an outdoor mural and also just kind of beautified the entrance to that park. It's quite a historic park too. Garfield Park's been around since 1873. It's the oldest park in the city.
That is so cool over on the south side.
Very nice.
Right there.
Yep.
All right, and we got a live look at a spooktacular event. It is the Indianapolis Trunk or Treat. So this is outside the Walmart Center near West 86th Street and Michigan Road. This is a live picture right now.
Yeah, and as you can see, IMPD is also taking part in this. You can see there, ooh, nice. That is a decorated trunk right there.
They did pretty good right there.
Yeah, decorated cars stationed along the store, officers and other communities out handing out candy.
I mean, they get an A. That's a real good one.
10 out of 10, I say.
Yeah, good job. So if you are looking for a safe, family-friendly trick-or-treating option, this is a good option. But you only have until 5 p.m.
So 45 minutes left here.
Yes. Well, I think that's all you need.
That's right.
Just head on out.
That's true.
Get your candy real quick.
Yep.
We don't have to drag this in.
It's a great alternative, too.
Well, a lot of people in the community looking for stuff. What, Angela? Angela said I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, she says you need more than 5 minutes.
Okay, well, Angela said I shouldn't have said that.
Maybe when the little boy gets a little older.
I'm on my 4th Halloween.
I love that trunk.
I have done Halloween.
That is such a cool trunk.
I've done 5 Halloweens so far. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. He's cute in that costume, but I'm so tired.
Hey, we got to get to a commercial break, but we're coming back with this.
Targeting illegal immigrants with criminal backgrounds. Department of Homeland Security officials gave an update today on Operation Midway Blitz.
And cancer-causing chemicals coming up. More details on a major blood pressure medication recall. Rob?
I'm also watching the clouds move out, but will they stay gone for Halloween? I'll have the forecast coming up.